These are the items that I use when I am box braiding my husband's hair. The first are clips. Let's look at them. I use this sort of clip. Can you see it? And I also use this sort. It's like a little duck bill that opens like this, and I'll show you how. And then lastly, I will use these smaller crocodile kind of clam shaped clips. The next thing that I use is a blow dryer. Let me move this. Yes, I do blow dry my husband's hair before I box braid it. And the reason I do that is because he prefers that, and so I make sure that his hair is blow dried straight before. I wouldn't do that on my own hair, nor do I, but he prefers that. The next thing is my shea butter and coconut oil mixture to moisturize. The next thing is a rat tail comb for parting, the metal brush for blow drying, and a large wide tooth comb for detangling or combing out. I also like to have a damp washcloth to wipe my hands. All right, so now let's get started. And so I'm going to start first by blow drying his hair, and I like to take my wet washcloth or whatever and put it over my knee. If you're doing your own hair, you might just have it on the counter or something if you like to braid your hair. So when I blow dry his hair, I generally section it into 4. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. And his hair has been washed and detangled, conditioned and all that good stuff. So I just part it down the center like that with the rat tail comb. And then, once I have 2 separate sections like that, I just give it a nice little part into 4s. So I go down kind of behind his ears. You know, and if your hair is really well detangled, it shouldn't be that hard. I don't really drag the comb really hard on his scalp. I'm not trying to scratch up his scalp. I'm just trying to get through the hair. So then I end up with a section like that. And I will generally just hold the sections with one of these clips. So that's one section. And, sorry babe, do the same thing on this side. Obviously you don't have to be neat, because I'm not going to use these parts in the future. So I come down right around his ear. And I also recommend, if you're doing somebody else's hair, that you have, or they have, a towel, because as we all know, our hair holds a lot of water and it's going to be water dripping everywhere. So he has his towel, and there you have it. I have 4 sections. So this is cute. Very very Raggedy Ann chic. Right. Okay, so actually let me take this section out, because that's the section I'm going to start on. Put the clip right here. So that's my first step. Now, blow drying is optional. You don't have to blow dry. I will say that it has its pluses and negatives. It does make it easier and faster to braid through. It makes the braids longer, straighter, flatter, and they don't curl up. So that is a good thing. But obviously blow drying is heat, and heat does affect your hair. It's not the best thing for African American hair. He prefers that his braids don't curl up and that they lay flat. And so he prefers me blow drying it. So that's what I do. But when I do my own, I don't blow dry. So the next thing I do is just part out a big chunk of that section, kind of like so, right? So I grab a section like that, twist it up, pin it out of the way. Bam. So now I have this section, right? Nice clean hair. Take this comb, and I just kind of, you know, I'm testing to see. It's pretty detangled. Looks good to me, but you know, as you see. Now, you saw how I just kind of started from the root and came down. That's because I can feel that his hair is detangled. If your hair is not very well detangled, you're going to want to start right here at the ends and kind of pick up through your hair like that, you know. And obviously you're going to have, his hair was in box braids before, so there may still be some hair coming out like you're seeing, but that's good. You just want to pull that stuff out and start yourself a nice little hairball that you put off to the side. I never blow dry without putting something moisturizing and protecting. So this is my trusty cocoa butter and shea butter situation here, my mix-up that I have in this lovely Glad square container. I take a good sized dollop of it. So that's the amount I'm going to use on this section. Put it in my hand. As you can see, it's white. And then I just rub really fast. Like that. You can make the sound effect or not. That's optional. Turns out to look like that. Just get it all in his hair. Bam. Can never have too much of a good thing. Do not blow dry your hair without putting something on it before you blow dry. There he is, demonstrating the use of the towel. All right, and so after I have that, I'm gonna make sure it's detangled once again. He has a lot of interesting hair textures. He has a patch right in the center back here. I don't know if you can see it. That is so, you see that? That is crazy. Can you guys see that? Look at this. I mean, the rest of his hair isn't like that. Look at that. I mean, when I hit the blow dryer on that, it turns perfectly straight. That one little patch back there. All right, so that's that. So now the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get my blow dryer. I'm using my old Vidal Sassoon. It has 4 speeds. It has a cold blast on it. I have a little nozzle that comes off. And that's what I used to blow dry. This is very old. I doubt that they sell this anymore. I've had this forever. The next thing I'm using is this brush. I got this brush from Sally's. It says brush strokes on it, 217016. I love this thing for blow drying because it has a metal base on it. So it retains the heat and I don't have to work as hard. I like the big flat surface. I like the bristles that kind of help to, you know, go through the hair again. So anyway, this is what I do. I have it set on medium high. I just turn it on. I put the brush in his hair and I go at the base. I hit it for a second and start to pull. I do it really slowly. I don't want to have to brush it too often. So I prefer to kind of let the heat hang. It's kind of like I'm twisting the brush and letting it, the heat from the blow dryer and the heat that's kind of building up on the metal brush stretch his hair. The whole objective of this is to stretch out his hair because he likes his braids better that way. Right? So you see what I'm doing? Just kind of dragging it. And I'm literally, you can see the change already. I'm literally putting the brush in, letting the blow dryer hit it, and slowly dragging it through. Like that. You see how it's already stretching? I don't always go for fully dry. But I'm definitely going for stretch. So I make sure I get every part of it. So underneath, I'm gonna do that part one last time. That. Bam! That's it. So that's how I do his hair to blow dry it. As you can see, it's not perfect. This is not flat or pressed, but it's definitely stretched. Let's take a look at the difference so you can see what I'm talking about. If I go, let's get this section right here. That's unstretched. It's unstretched. Stretched. This is very lightly dry, damp, right? So basically, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and do this on every section of his hair. Nice. Give me that, boo-boo. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this on every section of his hair, and the next time you see him, he's gonna have a full head of blow-dried hair. All right, be right back.